That was pretty good, but it's my turn now.
Now I know I'm late, but welcome to the top 10 worst films of 2024. Now I had to redo this list many times, but I finally got my list locked in and we can all talk about it. This is my biased opinion, so if you don't agree, then piss off. So, without further ado, let's get into the list. Number 10, Ricky Stenicki. Ricky Stenicki is an Amazon Prime original starring John Cena. The premise follows Cena's character, hired by three friends who kept a lie about a friend they created just to get out of trouble or to just get away with little pushback. But they got caught up and had to hire Cena's character to play their fabricated friend. This is all bad, like really bad. The pandering, the inclusion of LGBTQ representation with no substance behind it. It was just so damn bad. Just Amazon being cheap to get endorsements. This has also made the umpteenth humiliation ritual for John Cena. Like how many times he needs to get humiliated just so he can get his stamp of approval from Hollywood. But thank God, this movie wasn't the worst. Number 9, Monkey Paw. Monkey Paw was starting to get good at first until it started to drag, and I do mean drag. I don't know if this wanted to be a sci-fi movie, a superhero movie, or a plain old revenge film. Either way, I fell asleep midway through the movie and had to rewatch again. However, lucky for this film, it is low on the list. Number 8, Trap. Trap, starring Josh Hartnett, had promise when the trailer came out. I thought I was in for a treat until I actually saw it. I was totally disappointed, but a few good moments made it ranked low. But the moments that made me disappointed really had my blood boiling. Like there were times to where I thought like, oh, I need to be rooting for this guy because he's the main character of the movie, even though he's a serial killer. But I'm not going to spoil more of the movie. You just have to see it for yourself. It's on HBO Max right now. But once you see towards the second half of the film or towards the end of the movie, you'll be disappointed of how he got himself into this situation and how he tried to get himself out of it. Number 7, Descendants, Rise of Red. Descendants Rise of Red is a continuation of the Descendants franchise. Now, I've seen bits and pieces of the original trilogy. However, what brought me to watch this movie was the return of Brandy's version of Cinderella. However, I take this as a different version of Brandy's Cinderella, but this is where the nostalgia ends for me. Where I felt this movie was bad was at the retcon backstory of Cinderella, milking this already dead franchise, and the ending was so abrupt. I think it left room for a sequel, but I highly doubt it. But it's not the complete worst. Number 6, The Union. The Union is a Netflix original that stars Mark Wahlberg and Halle Berry. The movie follows Wahlberg's character being drafted by a CIA agent, Halle Berry, to help stop a terrorist attack. You know, when you order some good food and you think you're finna watch a good movie, however, I end up wasting good food on a crappy movie. And I felt like I seen this kind of movie somewhere before, but I can't put my finger on it. The plot isn't necessarily the same, but the formula is the same, if that makes sense. The chemistry between Wahlberg and Berry was god awful. And that plot twist was stolen from another movie, Central Intelligence, the slightly better film. There were some cool shots, and we also get to see the legendary J.K. Simmons, but not even him could save this movie. Number 5, Lift. Lift is one of Kevin Hart's latest films. And now I know why I seen this formula from The Union. Let me double back a bit. Lift is about a bunch of thieves are drafted into preventing a terrorist attack. Sounds familiar, right? To add on, there are 2 twists towards the end of the movie, and the last twist was stolen from other heist films. But at least in this movie, Kevin Hart did not do those stupid ass screams that he does all in his other films. So there's points there. Number 4, Despicable Me 4. Despicable Me 4 is the latest from the franchise. I've seen the other 3 films before going into this, and to be honest, they should have stopped at 2. Now this puts the hero Gru in witness protection, all while raising his biological infant son. While it sounds good on paper, this concept could have been used in a one-off Netflix film. I hope that this is it for the franchise that outstayed its welcome. So now these next three are going to be the top worst in 2024. So here we go. Number 3, Atlas. Atlas stars the white woman Jennifer Lopez. This movie follows Lopez's character as she goes up against a powerful AI played by Simu Liu. She has to navigate a planet with an AI, Atlas, in order to save the world from the evil AI. This movie was long, dull, and boring. Now, that phrase was credited to Nerd Culture that's toxic, but I had to use this for this film, so forgive me. Please don't sue me. He'll get it. Luckily, I made it to the end, so I can put this movie behind me once and for all. And is it just me, or did Jennifer Lopez acting gotten worse over the years? Because who's going to believe that Jennifer Lopez is smart enough to stop an evil AI? I'm sorry, I don't think so. Number 2, Mia Kulpa. Mia Kulpa, starring Kelly Rowland, has been roped into Tyler Perry's latest disaster. The movie is about a tough lawyer who's supposed to prove an accused murderer innocence. However, she got caught up with her needs as a woman due to a technicality. The plot was all over the place, and the supporting characters are incompetent to the point where you can pull the dumbest fool off the street and is able to figure out this convoluted ass plot. Because I had a headache watching this. I thought this was going to be a mediocre film for me that me and my wife could watch together, but she fell asleep 30 minutes in. I know, I counted. But this movie had given me a headache when I wrote an actual review of it. If you want to check that out, please click the card above. And if you have trouble, the thumbnail looks like this. Now, before we head to the number 1 spot, here are some of its audible mentions. Now, the number 1 worst movie of all time in 2024, in my opinion, is Divorce in the Black, starring Megan Good and Corey Hardwick. This is another disaster from Tyler Perry. This damn movie was laughable at best. The characters, per usual, are incompetent, weird, and sad as hell in this film. If you wanted to see all of Tyler Perry's tropes all roll into one, this movie is it. Now, while some of Tyler Perry's films and plays are awful, they are guilty pleasures to laugh at every now and then. But this movie, I was laughing and growling at the same time with how stupid this plot proceeded. Some of the scenes were long and drawn out for no reason. If you take out some of these scenes, you can probably make this movie an hour and 10 minutes versus the 2 hours and 23 minutes that I saw. It would have made this movie move down the list, but not by much. I believe you can use this film as an act of torture to get information out of potential criminals. But I do go full in depth of my actual review of this film. So if you want to check it out, click the card above or look for this thumbnail. Also, the link will be in the description. I know I may have rattled some cages and some may have loved these films on the list. And shame on you for doing that to yourself. Or what films you thought were the worst in 2024? Are there films worse than I presented? Please let me know in the comments. So with that being said, that's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And Happy New Year.